Are you ready for your new energy bodies? Heck, I would right now. Turn this tablet on real quick. That's right, everyone's gonna have energy bodies. First question is, how do you feel about that? Some will love it, others won't. Those that are older and they hurt, they'll like it. The new energy bodies, when you have offspring, children, it takes less than 2 minutes. Painless, completely. You don't have to buy material things, you don't have to sleep, you don't have to eat, you don't even go to the bathroom. I mean, it's just your energy, but your denser energy than just as you are as yourself, true spirit, sentient energy. Energy body, just dense. It's as if you imagined the earth all of a sudden having stronger gravity, like 2 times the gravity, so you'd feel that much heavier. That's what it'll be like. It's compared to being in the body you're in now. It's a totally different world. The body you're in right now is 1,000 times the mass that your energy is. So, why would you want that? Well, it's a whole lot of pain and suffering. When you got to feel something, you know, what's the cons against that? Well, you wouldn't have the same feelings. You couldn't touch something and hold it. You couldn't touch a piece of wood and feel the smoothness of it, the fiber. Well, in these energy bodies, you will be able to put your energy over the surface of something and feel its irregularities, its smoothness. You can also take your energy and put it through something and feel the wood grain as you go through it. You feel what you feel now, but times 100 to 1,000, depending on what it is. I can talk for a few sentences, but then I have to stop for a minute. Breathe. These bodies were originally made to enclose you in solid matter and make you suffer as much as possible. There's your loving God. They did that. The original first being that split itself into 2 for company, because it was the first. It was lone and was going literally crazy, insane, from lack of companionship of any sort. Someone saying something. The thing with the lights. Anyway. So, sad moment. These physical, that the original first being split itself into 2, but only after it was tortured by happenstance. It created by happenstance, tortured by happenstance, and then when it made itself 2, it was already very sick. And also by happenstance, when it was made, it had too much heavy mass, heavy physical matter pulled into it, increasing the amount of lower frequencies, energy that's of lower frequencies in it, making it a little more aggressive, negative kind of thing. So they wanted to make sure it never ran out of company. So it released parts of itself, and then when it could build up a little more size, do it again, and later again, until it created a whole bunch of beings. And then when they released the first amount and they started putting things in a physical body, I remember there, my other half and I were the first, literally the first to ever have a life. We had a little over 100 million lives. Before anyone else did, and then the animals came in for just over 200 million more lives, and then human and Fae and Feminism started having lives. They started with the original Lily and I to make sure that we would actually grow through the abuse. And we did. We got stronger. We got larger. And most importantly, we got bigger. Because originally, it was their intent. It was their intent to make a whole bunch of smaller pieces, to release a whole bunch of smaller pieces of themselves, to go out and have their own lives, and eventually, through abusing them and making them bigger, when you have a life in a physical body, the abuse you go through, strife is one thing, but the abuse, that literally makes you much larger, a lot stronger as soon as you come out of the body. So they were growing everyone bigger so that they could get to a certain point, and then the spirit mates would put their bodies together and release a third of their energy, which would become a many new people. They originally did that so they would never lose, so they would never have to worry about being alone. But before it really got started much, they did that because they decided they didn't just want company, they wanted praise. What I was trying to say is, before their lives went on too long, they found out they could actually manipulate praise, so that way they didn't just have company, they had praise. So anyway, they kept working on these physical bodies to make them harder and harder to, well, better and better at jail cells. So while you're in a body, you had no idea who you were. You had no idea what was going on. You were running around blind and being beat up every time you turned around the corner. And you never knew what was happening. One of the strongest fears, if not the strongest fear there is, especially throughout all the masses, is fear of the unknown. If you live in a house and something keeps poking you and you can't see it, that'll freak you out. If you live in a house where something pokes you but you can see it, you have understanding. Big one, understanding of something is poking you and you can see what it is. That takes away, at least 7/8 of the fear. Then your fear is turned into a thought process and understanding in the brain that this thing that you can see, that you're aware of, needs to be dealt with, and then you try to understand it well enough to understand the best way to figure out the best way to get it to stop. And the more people started having lives in these bodies, over time they became stronger and stronger. And the original first being male and female had designed there's no such thing as perfect, but it was as close, to that. It was such a strong prison. Unfortunately, it's too good a design. You're not even aware of who you are. And when you have your abilities, you're extremely limited, even though you can make them much stronger and do things that are amazing. You can't do what you should be able to do because of these bodies. So these physical bodies are going. The new energy bodies you're going into, you're going to be always able to easily see everything else on the other side. You'll be having a life where you can 24/7. You fly around, do stuff. There's no need to sleep. You're just you. Sentient energy, spirit in a slightly heavy body, which is still solid energy. If you want to make a solid body, for a short time you'll be able to, and then it'll become too tiring. If you want to push yourself in that extent, you can make yourself even stronger. But the thing is, this abuse stuff is being taken out of creation, and so the solid bodies have to go. They're going, period. It isn't a question. It's not anything to wonder about. It's a fact. I've said before, this 1,672, I'm sorry, there's 1,672 new universes. I told you, I said in the other video that this sickness that my body has, the various ones, it's also shutting down my conscious brain a little bit, so I'll have more of a slip up. My abilities, my med abilities, never been this strong. I'll keep getting stronger till this body's finally stops and drops. That's what we should call death, stop and drop. And then I'll be myself, and then wait and see what I'll do for you. It's my job. I'm a janitor. I'm the cleanup man. I'm also your oldest brother. Anyway, so you'll be able to do more. You'll be free to do more. You do what you want. If you want to get out of that body because you've had enough for a while, get out of the body. You can just literally relax and flow right through that energetic shell that you're in. Damn, how about that? You have control over your quote-unquote life and death. And it's not life and death, it's just being in a body. There is life and death as who you are, sentient energy. You're born, and if it is possible for you to be destroyed. And that'll never happen unless you go crazy continually trying to abuse stuff and you won't stop. But other than that, there is no death for your true self. The bodies were made to create, to continue on a mass schedule on a massive field abuse to spirit while it's in the body. You hurt the body, you put an energetic workout, kind of like a freak out, small freak out on the spirit inside the body, especially when they don't know what's going on. So that's why the physical bodies are leaving. They never should have been made. You never should have had to go through that. It's important to understand who you are, why you're like you are, what you're going through, why and how things change for you. And the fact that they're changing the way they are, folks, that gives you freedom. That gives you just under 100% free will to do whatever you want. I don't know what anyone else could ask for. And that's what's coming, your energetic bodies. Oh, the reason why I brought up these other universes, there's already planets built in some of them. And there's 2-3 universes. There's 3 of them. There's 3 of them where there's people already in there. Well, animals already running around having a good time. But there's plants growing, and physical planets there, physical plants. And there's a few people that are in these energetic bodies out there running around. Animal Essence is having fun relaxing. Some of them going in and out of there. Animal Essence won't be going in a physical body again. It was about 3. All the new animals born, it was about 3 out of a million. That actually, of these animal bodies, actually had animal essence in it. The rest was human, fey, and feminine essence, and souls. And all the animal bodies are leaving first. And then also planetary essence. Gaia has been breaking off pieces of herself. She's done it in one kind of long extended wave. And that's what would go into the body. The physical body is to form the Kundalini, the 2 spirits going up the spine. So, so that's why no one on this planet has that anymore. No one has the dual spirit Kundalini, just this one single spirit. Everything living has just one. And the planetary essence has been taken out of about just everything. The other planets out there, that'll happen as soon as I'm out of here, and I'm not going to be around much longer. It looks like they're trying to keep me to... My original departure date was set for September, but who knows? I got to get out of here. It's just, I have stuff to do and it's important, but I'm not going to do physical harm to my body to get out of here. Having said that, some of you remember late December 2016, I think it was, I put myself into a hospital and a rehab center. I needed to. I needed to put myself under the scrutiny of 2 different boards of psychiatrists to prove that not only am I not insane, but the information I gave them blew their minds. The quantitative electroencephalogram, where I went into someone's brain on a third of the way across the planet. I guess that can be considered remote work. and it went into the brains, and expensive, high-tech medical instrumentation picked it up. And then I did stuff with energy over there to them, and they saw what was going on. So they're like, okay, I'm proving points, and none of this is about me. I'm proving points about who you are inside, what you can do, how to feel your own energy, how to wake up. The big stuff is being taken care of on the other side. It's my job. I was made for it. But these new energy bodies, man, are going to give you freedom like you've never had. And like I said, those of you that are concerned, about not being able to feel something, you can feel 100 times better, and in 100 more different ways. As your energy goes through stuff, you can feel the surface. You can softly solidify your energy hand, to feel the surface much better than you can with ease. And then you can relax it a little more and just move it through an object. You can feel the actual grain inside wood as you move your energy hand through it. That's what's coming. And it's not ascension or something like that. Ascension is when you come out of your body, when you're not stuck in a body anymore. They call it death. I mean, death to me is a kind of a screwy word, but whatever. The body ceases to function and you're released. You go home. It's more like getting out of jail. So no, I haven't spent much time in jail. I've probably spent a couple nights in there. I think I had to stay there 3 nights one time when I was in the military. I have my own way of doing things, and sometimes they disagreed. This is Celestite. This is a piece we're going to break up, or Deanna's going to break up soon. Maybe I will. You notice it's got a lot of small clusters on it. We put a lot of that in our spheres. Why? Because it works real strong with the hypothalamus gland, which not only helps produce understanding. I mean, who doesn't need any more understanding? Somebody who's perfect? No such thing. I know it sure as hell ain't me. There's always room to understand things with more depth, understand more about different things that we're not even aware of yet, even to become aware of other things. That's why we put Celestite in a lot of our spheres. The spheres, the listing of this different spheres on at thespiritualfoundation.com is all is the major ingredients that are in there. Now there's also always other stuff that Deanna and I put in them relative to who you are, to make it something of a personal sphere. Well, it's not the actual personal sphere. That we just make for what you need, period. But when, say you want a pineal sphere, to really work hard on the pineal, we make a pineal sphere, but we add to it other stones that we know you need to enhance yourself, wake up, etc. But Celestite is very important. It's in a lot of them. Some spheres are more for relaxing and everything else, and although Celestite has a somewhat strong, it's a strengthening, strong but calmer effect than some of the other stones we use. It all depends on where your energy is flowing, where your energy needs to flow through your brain. You know, I've been going into people's brains for a lot of years now. I watch it flow through. That's why in the Creation series, book volume 3, book 3, the one with the orange. We had one around here somewhere. Oh, it's by my right shoulder. Anyway, I can describe it. How your brain works, your body works. I've talked with neurosurgeons, doctors, scientists, they're geneticists, psychiatrists especially, understanding how the body works as far as that. No one knows. Where the hell does this battery come that runs a body? Hello, the real you. You're the one that's making the body function, but the solid body can be controlled from outside of it. Easily. You could be source, powerful source in a body. Not many, but you could be that. And a strong soul attached to your head, just float down on your head and start messing with you, screw you up. So that's why these prisons or traps are leaving. It is, at this moment, 12:56 p.m., Friday, July 13th. So anyway, when you get out of these bodies, when this life's open, when this life's over, and you get out of the body, you're going to have time where mandatory time where you'll be staying out of body. When you go back in one, chances are upper 80%. You're going to wind up 86, 88%, whatever. Chances are you're going to go into an energy body. Excuse me, an energy body. There will be some of you coming back here going into solid bodies to help bring about this new change that's happening with the ETs here and everything. That's important too. You don't need to believe me about anything. It's just going to happen. You'll see for yourself. Why? Because that's the way it should have been. There's no parade. There's no ticket to an event. Your days are just going to gradually change. And it's going to take close to 2,000 years, but the physical bodies will be all gone. The idea is to do it in less. Maybe it'll be just over 1,000. We'll see. It's going to be done properly. All this is being done, done the right way now. Creation's under new management. Okay. Creation is about to be about everyone in it, not some thing trying to call itself God. Anyway, I'm going to run. I hope from that you can put together what I'm trying to say about these new bodies coming. And you're going to develop into who you really are, instead of somebody who's being put on steroids and freaked out to become more massive and aggressive and, you know, more nutty. You're going to have natural growth, strong growth, calm, and you become more of who you are naturally, not just bigger. Anyway, folks, look, love you. I hope you have a good one. Before long, you're going to start seeing things much better naturally. It's just going to happen. The field's going to help you see. Your spirit guide's going to help you see. You'll understand. And these new bodies, they're leaving because you're being taken out of jail and the jails are being destroyed. They never should have been here. It never should have been like this. And when you feel in these new bodies, it's 1,000 times better than what you can feel now. Take care, folks. Have a good one.